Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. In last video, we were discussing about the crop production and management. And in this chapter, we were discussing the preparation of the soils. So today, we will discuss about that how can we select the healthy seed. By this activity, dear students, we are able to know that what kind of seeds are healthy and that will be beneficial for the good yielding of the crops. So in activity, what we have to do, take a glass bowl and fill it up to the 3/4 or with water. It means you have to take a glass and you have to fill with the water. Now you have to put some grain seed into that water. After some times, what will happen, some seeds will float on the surface of water and some seeds will be settled down. Now you can understand that if the seeds are floating on the surface of the water, it means they are hollow and they are useless, and healthy seeds are settled down on the bottom. A farmer should keep following things in mind while sowing seed. So some methods are there that and some points are there which we have to keep in our minds, and that farmers keep in his minds when he is sowing the seeds into the soil. So first is the seed should be sown in the proper season and in moist soil. Yes, the soil should be moist and according to the season, and the seed should be sown at the correct depth. Correct depth means uh, if the seeds are sown too deep in the soils, then their roots will not be able to respire. And if sown close to the surface, may be eaten by birds and the insect. So this is also a activity, and seeds should be sown at proper spacing to prevent the overcrowding of plants. Sometimes what happens that more than one seeds, if they are gathered on the one place, then more than one plants will be grown at the same place. It means they will not take a proper nutrients, so it can be harmful for the growing the good crops. So therefore, some methods are there, some methods of sowing. Seeds can be sown in two ways. There are two ways in which you can sow the seeds into the soil. In first method, the manual method of broadcasting. Manual method means a person, he or she will spread and he or she will throw in the air that seeds, and as we see, this method involves the scattering of the seeds by hands. Yeah, by using the hands it can be scattered, like in bajra, maize, bajra, that sown by this method. But there is disadvantage. Okay, this method will give you some disadvantages. And what kind of disadvantages may be there? So distributed unevenly. It's mean if you are scattering that seeds, that the distribution will be unevenly. So this is not a good for the good crops. That second method is the mechanical method. Mechanical method means you have to use some machinery, some instrument, machinery to sow that seeds. So in this method, what happens? Seeds are sown using a seed drills. Yes, what kind of seed drills? Here we here a picture in which you can see, so such type of machinery which is used for this. Yes, do you know the students germination? What is to cause a seed to grow? Yes, germination is a term we can say when a seed just trying to become a baby plant. Now the transplantation. Crop transplantation means in some crops like the rice, paddy, vegetables like the chilies and tomatoes, the seed are sown in the small area like called in nursery. It means in nursery some plants are grown, and when you want to transplant them, it's mean one place to another place, then this process is called the crop transplantation. And what kind of advantages are there of this method, crop transplantation? The first advantage is it helps farmers to select only healthy seedling. Yes, the farmer will select only healthy seedling, not the other. And the second, it is easy to keep the proper spacing between the plants. By applying this method, you can maintain the distance between two plants also, and the crop yield increases as unhealthy plants are stored out. The crop yield increases as unhealthy plants are stored out. It means there is no need to keep that unhealthy plants. You can easily remove. Next, the manuring. Students, do you know that proper nutrients which are required for us, we are living things, and plants are also living things. In earlier classes you have studied. So therefore that nutrition which is mandatory for us, and therefore this is mandatory for the plants also, because they are also living things, and for the nutrition they also require the nutrients. So if there is a scarcity of the nutrients, then will they grow? No, they cannot grow. It means plants are also require the major nutrients. And if there is a deficiency of the nutrients, then there will be no the proper growth of these plants. So manuring, the adding manuring is a method and in which we can add the manure, and this manure is called the organic. Organic means you can obtain this manure by the organic substances like the cow dung and some waste materials of plants and the animals, etc. So manure are added to the soil before or after the seed are sown, and it is rich in humus. Rich in humus. Humus is what? Humus contain the right amount of the nutrients which are required for the proper growth of the plants. And what does this manure? It improve the soil texture, increase its water holding capacity. Water holding capacity is must required for the plants, because if there is a less water holding capacity, then there will be no proper growth, and it become the soil porous and increases the soil fertility. So as we know that manure contain the nutrients, so therefore manure is also divided in classified, and we can say divided in three category. So farmyard manure, green manure, and the compost. Let's see uh, what do you mean by the what is mean of the farmyard manure. It's prepared by the decomposition of farmyard waste like the dung and the straw, the leaves, straws, mean that dry grass. Okay, by using these substances, these material, if you are making the manure, that is called farmyard manure. And the green manure means is prepared by the decomposition of the green plants which are plugged along with the soil. It means if you are pull out some unwanted plants from the soils, that is called the weeds. If you are using these plants to making the manure, so this is called the green manure. And the compost means this is the process in which is prepared by the decomposition of the kitchen waste, weeds, animal waste, etc., with the help of the bacteria and fungi. Bacteria, by the using the bacteria and fungi, if you are making the compost. You know, the in compost what we do, okay, you have to dig a pit, okay, on the ground, and you have to put the waste substances, organic waste substances like the kitchen waste, cow dung, etc., and you have to bury it, and then you have to spring some water. After a couple of days you will see that waste substances have become changed, and they have become what, manure, and that is manure is good for the plants. There is another option for us. We can use the fertilizer also. Fertilizer are what, that is also kind of manure, but they are uh, manufactured, that manufactured in the factories. Yes, that manufactured in the factory, and it provide the specific nutrients like the phosphorus, potassium, etc. For example, the urea that supplies the nitrogen, and nitrogen is it's mandatory for the plant's growth. Diammonium phosphate supplies the nitrogen and the phosphate, and there is one more, that is NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and the potassium. So these are also nutrients which are provided by the fertilizers, but excessive use of fertilizers can be harmful for the soil as well as the plants. Humus, here is the term, the humus. As I told you, the material found by the decomposition of the plant and animals. Humus contain the dead part of the plant and the animal, but that is beneficial for the good crop. Now there is a, yeah, differences between the manure and the fertilizer. How can we classify them differently? How can we say that manure is a differ from the fertilizer? So one by one, let's see. The manure is a natural substances, yes, that is that occur in nature, manure. But fertilizer is a chemical substance. Chemical substance means it's a human made, it's a artificial things. It is not the nutrients specific, and it required in large quantity. Yes, if you are adding the manure into the soil, then you have to add the large amount of manure, but the little amount of fertilizer is enough for the good growth of the crops. And it is rich in humus, yes, rich in humus, and it contains the less amount of humus, what, fertilizer, and it is not readily soluble in the water, and it's slowly absorbed by the water. If you are adding the manure, that the plant will absorb that slowly nutrients, but it is the fertilizer is soluble into the water. Now there is one more activity, students. In this activity we will be able to know that effect of a manure fertilizer. Yes, as I told you, that plants also require the nutrients, and that nutrients are provided by the manure and the fertilizer. If you are adding the manure fertilizer, it means the proper growth will take place of the plants, and if you are not using, means there will be no growth. So here we see that there are some jars, the A, B, and the C. In first jar, what we have to see, first vessel, we have to fill this vessel half of what, soil, and you have to add little amount of manure in first and mark it A, and second one you have to add the little amount of fertilizer, that is called urea, and you have to mark it B, and in third one you have added, okay, in these three vessels half what, soil, and in third what will you do, in third you will not add any kind of manure and the fertilizer. Then after some days, if you are providing the water, these three vessels, then after 3 days you have to measure the height of that plant. You have to measure. I hope you have understood that. As you see that in first condition it's growing, okay, the plant is growing, in second also growing, but in what happened in third, yeah, there is a little bit growth of that plant. And what may be the reason? Yes, the less amount of nutrients which were present in that soil, because we did not add any kind of manure and the fertilizer in C vessel. As see that despite the advantages, fertilizer have also the some disadvantage. Yes, I told you the excessive use, if you are doing the fertilizer into the soil, that it can be harmful for the crops as well as for the soil, and it can cause the water and the soil pollution. And as an alternative to fertilizer, nutrients in the soil can be replenished naturally by the practicing various methods. Yes, if the plant which you are growing on the soil, it will obtain, that plant will obtain the nutrients from the soils. And again if you are growing that plants and you are not providing any kind of manure and the fertilizer to that soil, then there will be what, there will be scarcity of the nutrients. So for the replenishing these nutrients to the soil, what kind of practices, what kind of methods are there? So in the series, first we talk about the field fallow. Yes, in the field fallow you have to, what we have to do, leaving the land free for one and the more season. So for one and more season there should not take place any kind of cultivation. Second method, crop rotation. Crop rotation means it is a practice of the growing a series of the different type of crops in the same area sequentially. In same area you have to grow the different crops one by one. And what is the reason? Actually, have you heard the name of leguminous plants? That is like the grain, that moong, chana. So these are the leguminous plant, and that contain the rhizobium bacteria in their root nodules. That help, that rhizobium bacteria help to the plant for the providing the nitrogen in soluble form. It means nitrogen fixation take place if there is a leguminous plant. So in crop rotation, if you are growing the leguminous plants, once you grow the leguminous plants, then there will be, that will be full of a nitrogen. There will be presence of the nitrogen, and that nitrogen will be helpful for the further crops. Now the mixed cropping. In mixed cropping, what happens? More than one crops you have to grow together. Yes, this is also another method of the growing seeds. Now it's, dear students, it's time to answer. I have taught you. Now you have to answer. By using the pencil, you have to write here the answer in your book. One by one, like the seed drills is a device used for sowing what? Yes, that is used for seed. So therefore you have to answer these questions. Now the irrigation. Irrigation is a process in which we have to provide the water, that is a must for the plants, because without water they cannot survive. So the process of the watering crops in the field at different time interval is called the irrigation. In India, the farmers cannot depend on the rain for the irrigation, because it may not rain when the crops require water. Yeah, if the that crops require the water at the same time that there will be no rain, then they have to provide the water that crops by the different modes. And what kind of modes can be used for the irrigation by the farmers? Yeah, first of all we talk about the traditional method. Traditional method means these are using by the farmers by old age, and we can say ancient time. The irrigation can be done by the traditional method. Yeah, Dhekli and Rahat, Mout, chain pump. Let me show you some pictures. Okay, let me zoom it. One by one, as we see that in Mout, what process is there? A person, okay, that pouring the water on the ground. This process is what? Mout process. And second one, that is a chain pump. By using this chain pump, irrigation will take place. And again there is a Dhekli, and the last one, that is Rahar. I hope you have understood, but that is not not helpful nowadays, that method. Nowadays we have to use modern method. Yeah, modern method is must required, because these methods of the irrigation are the more efficient than the traditional method. In this method, what happens? Water is quickly distributed to the all parts of the field, and these methods are generally aimed at conserving of water. Yes, why we have to use the modern method? Because in these method we can consume the water. Sorry, conserve the water, and conserve the water means there will be no the wastage of water. So in modern method, the first method is sprinkler system. Yeah, water will spring. Okay, in this this is one of the most commonly used method of irrigation in villages. I hope you have seen, and some of you students, they belong to the rural area and villages. You can see such pipes. Okay, so let me zoom this picture. Yes, so this is the sprinkler system. I hope you have understood. Through the pipes, okay, the supply of water take place, and there are some nozzles. Okay, sprinkling sprinkler system. Yeah. Now the next process of modern method is drip system. Students, why the drip system is required? Because as we know, the day by day the level of groundwater is decreasing, so we have to conserve the water, and by the drip system, the drop by drop the water will be provided to the that plant. So this system helps the water to get the regular water supply and involves no wastage of water. Advantages, I hope you have understood, but let me tell you, the first advantage of the drip system is the irrigation helps seed to what? Germinate. It is also essential for the absorption of nutrients by the plants from the soils, and for the elongation of the roots. And water also protect crops from the dry hot air and the currents. Yes, but there is disadvantages of excessive irrigation also. We know that water is mandatory for the plants, but that in large amount, that water, if you irrigate the crops, then it can be harmful for that plants also. Why? Because it is important to provide the plants with the right amount of water at the right time. Yeah, excessive water can cause the following problems. What kind of problems can be taken place? If water logging occurs in the soil, it inhibits the germination of the seeds. Water logging means that on the upside, okay, if in the grounds there are some plants, if you have poured some water, and that water is still on the surface, and this is the mean of water logging, so this will affect the growth of a seed, and the roots do not hold the crop upright yet. As we know that roots helps to bind the roots helps to keep the upright that plant. if there is a large amount of water, that root will not perform that activity and effect. And the third one, the plants which cannot resist strong winds fall down. Yes, if there is blowing the winds, then and if there is presence of large amount of water, then that plant will fall down and it will be tilted. Now the crop protection. Dear students, as we know that crop is essential for us, and many kind of practices the farmer uses for the growing good crops, for the production. If there are some pest, okay, insect, if that attack that plant, then what will happen? That will eat the food, that will eat the product of that plant. So is it good? No, it's not a good. It's mean we have to protect the plants also. So in the series, protection, yeah, crop protection is also mandatory. For the protection of the crops, farmers use several methods, some of which are the follow. The first one, that is a scarecrow. Yeah, scarecrow means you seen such things in fields? Yes. Sometimes farmers have to use such method to protect their crops from the different birds and the insect. And the use of pesticides. Yes, farmers use the pesticide, and pesticides means that will kill the pest, that will kill the pest. Have you heard that the person is applying the pesticide, sorry, and for the pest control, that so on. After replenishing the soil with adequate nutrients, it is important, sorry, yeah, it is important to protect the crop from damage by the pest insect. Yeah, you have provided the major nutrients to the plants. Now if there is a, there are presence of the pest, then what will you do? You will have to use the pesticides, and pesticides are the poisons. Yeah, these are poisons, but that poisons are harmful for that pest. And in the pesticide, insecticides, this is also pesticide, because it will kill the insect. Fungicides, it will kill the fungi. And the rodenticide, it will kill the mice, rats, etc. And some example of that pesticides are what? DDT, BSC, malathion, so on, etc. Now the weeding. Students, have you seen sometimes if you are growing a crop and along with the main crop some unwanted plants are growing? What are these? These are what? These are weeds. These are weeds. Okay, students, in next video we will talk about that weeding, and we will study about the weeding. Okay. Okay, have a nice day.